Intro worked. Internet works. Knock on wood. Hopefully all the people watching Ahsoka don't ruin the internet. But what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, or as I like to call it, October 3rd. New comic book day eve. 48 hours away, roughly, maybe a little bit less, till we get Loki season 2. And from what I'm hearing from, or what I'm reading from the reviews of it, is going to be a good show. So I'm excited to talk about it. Also, congratulations, America. Congratulations. Newbie, why are you saying congratulations? You guys are getting Toys R Us back. So that's exciting. Somebody who knows a lot about toys, Mr. Rocksteady, will be joining me. So let's bring him in. What's going on, dude?
First off, nice hat.
Thank you. Thank you. A friend of a friend.
Second off,
gave it to me.
that's kind of bummer news about Toys R Us because I buy up all the exclusives and send it to the States at a premium.
Wow. So here you go, guys. Minute 13 in, minute 11 in, Rocksteady declares himself flipper.
Yeah, closed.
Yeah.
Dirty.
So I remember back in 2020, people would throw stones at people like you, man. It is crazy. But thanks for joining on, man. Yeah, that's the one thing, is the fact that now we won't be able to send all that stuff off. Now, when I post a video of me being at Toys R Us, people are just gonna be like, okay, what? I got one too. I thought I was in like an elite company because I do have the luxury of having 2 Toys R Us within a 40-minute radius, right? So you just get on the QE one way, you're in St. Catharines, you go to that Toys R Us. You go up, near Hamilton, right on Centennial, there's another one, right? So it was always good for me. And then when I went to visit my family in Kitchener, guess what? There's a Toys R Us there. So I was always around Toys R Us for a bit, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Curious how it'll play out though, because Toys R Us Canada survived because Canada and US were 2 separate companies.
Yeah,
is my understanding. So I'm interested how on brand everything will be between the 2 countries and how their buying power will change. See if we start getting different stuff again.
I hope not. I hope we get certain exclusives, or we do like the Hot Wheels thing where it's like, hey, this is only a Canadian Toys R Us exclusive, So it's going to be interesting to see. Again, it's not like, it's not like the stores are opening up tomorrow or this weekend. It's going to get there. Yeah, I see your comments, Swag. Yeah, toy content, Eon. We'll get into the comics too. Don't worry. Also, guys, just keep in mind, Swag does collect flamethrowers. So just saying, that's technically a toy.
I used to talk shit till I saw that flamethrower video.
Yeah.
Well, okay, whatever.
Listen, I mean,
selling the comic book was just to get all our addresses. Come find us later, one by one. This is like,
oh man, yeah. So, but anyway, let's get on with the show, man. It's great to have you. Haven't seen you in 2 weeks, so thank you for that. Internet's looking good. You got a new mic, so things are going good, right?
Hopefully better. Don't jinx stuff. Find some wood.
Yeah, I'm knocking on wood. I got 2 fingers crossed right here, so I'm legit like on my mouse with my fingers crossed. That's literally how much luck we need here tonight. So yeah, so Ahsoka finale today. That's going to be interesting. Something that's really interesting here is Loki starts in 2 days. When Loki finishes, we get the Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2, because that is what it is considered now, according to Animated Times, and I think Screen Rant, where I read that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Lots of Marvel stuff and a few DC stuff happening in the works on the big screens and in shows. So it's going to be interesting. But let's get on with the show, man. Nice hat, like you said. I appreciate it. I've been rocking it all day pretty much. So that's right. But yeah, no BC tonight. Maybe. I don't know. He started a rap career or something like that.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Some
yeah,
Tupac stuff earlier.
Yeah, I and with nobody like asking him to, or nobody like initiating, he just kind of took that upon himself. So it's possible he does join us because he did say that it's a possibility, but
he'll be here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, he might just be doing a rap thing now. So be on the lookout for BC, raps or something like that. I don't know. But before we get started, Rocksteady, let's say hello to the chat and let's get on with it, man. Swaggle Swag, Mickey, Mr. Flamethrower, with the gold. I'm seeing gold for him. So congratulations, Swag. AOA taking home the silver.
I like how Gold Medal deleted their comment just to screw with us.
Yeah,
they've been banned.
Oh man. All right. I did get breaking news. Okay. Yeah. So guys, we do have our third amigo, third musketeer. I think there's 4 if you actually watched like the last couple of movies, but what is going on?
What's up, boys?
What's up? Nice t-shirt. Nice t-shirt. Way to wear the hat.
Yeah, you missed that email or what?
Yeah,
I did. Actually, you know what? Give me just a quick second. Continue to say hi to the chat. Chat, what's going on? I actually got to go get something. You just
oh my God. I swear to God. If you wear a bandana, I swear to God. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Hey, somebody take a picture.
We are
looking good, folks.
Somebody take a picture. That's right. Yeah, you gotta look good, feel good, right? That's the way they say. That's why when I played sports, I had like 16 wristbands and like 2 headbands and like everything. Even though I was on the bench, coach would always just be like, "What? You're not going in." Actually, that's a joke. That's a joke. I did play a lot. So.
I actually had to steal this back from my son because he was obsessed with the logo in the front. So you're doing some good things.
Get him a kid-sized one, man. I'm going
to. That's just PC's way of getting a kid-sized hat for himself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the same. But thank you for your presence, sir.
Let's do
Happy new comic book day eve to you. And yeah, we're hoping the internet doesn't cut out or kill us. So yeah. Let's do it. Dan Delatorre, what is going on, sir? Taking home the bronze. I'm thinking the U.S. took all the medals today. So Canada, wake up. Come on. Do something, please.
No bueno.
Michael Baker's in the house. Neighbor to the north. Paper mache medal. Yeah, let's do that. TKO, all up in my ride. TKO, did you go to Mississauga show? I did not make it out, so I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Apparently they didn't have enough cards or
no. You know what it was? Cruz wasn't feeling good, and then I mean it's the drive to Mississauga that kills me. For me, like I hate it. I just hate that drive.
Negotiate for you.
Exactly. Well, that's more
for myself.
That's the big thing right there. Was that who am I gonna get? I'm just gonna grab a random. Like, hey, tell them I offer them $50. Like they'd be like, what? So, but I'm a little pissed because I wanted to go find those figures. Remember those Migo? No, Migo. That's what it was. I wanted to go after those. It was Batman and Spider-Man, I think it was, but it was like Canadian exclusives because they had the French on it. So,
yay!
It was pretty yay. There was a comment before mine, but it went away. No, that's okay, Swag. You're taking it home. Rocksteady just
Swag
thinks that
nobody was claiming it. Nobody was claiming it.
So, nowhere bounds in here. Yeah, dude. He said it. Old man game. What's going on? So, yeah. A few people in here, so yeah, let's get it going. Jules is in here. What's going on? Big shout outs to Jules.
No. Jewels.
I hate all you guys. Oh my god. Furbird is in here. What is going on? Man, there's a lot going on today, man. Not just comic related, like baseball playoffs. Half of Canada's crying because the Blue Jays lost. Like, man, just don't worry about it. Peter's in here. What's going on, man?
What up, Peter?
All right. So let's get it going. Let's start the show. Gentlemen, I mean, I think I kind of got an idea from Greg just before we went on, but I always ask, light, medium, heavy, what are your thoughts on this Wednesday's new comic book day?
I'll let you go first.
All right. Yeah, super light. I find the few weeks leading up to Halloween get super corny with what ends up coming out. We get a lot of these like one shots that are just cash grabs and stuff. I think there's some cool stuff this week, but I don't think there's anything that's going to blow my socks off.
I mean, if you're wearing sandals, your socks wouldn't even have to get blown off, really.
I wear socks with my sandals.
That's so weird. All right, BC, you're up.
I want to make a lot of being blown off jokes, but I won't. I think it's a great week. Not that there's many big books, but those that are coming out, I am beyond pumped for. So
Really? Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, we've only got 3 on there, so I'm interested to hear what you say in the mentions. There is one. I do.
Does that include the dynamite pick of the week?
No.
Okay.
No, there's 4. Yeah, okay, relax, man.
You picked
Relax.
it tonight. You better not disappoint. There's some good ones.
I think I disappointed. 100%.
No.
Yeah, I'm. I never deliver on this. So
Boom.
let's get it going with that. I think I'm batting like 12 for 400 on Dynamite Pick of the Week. So
9.
Yeah, 9. Come on.
9.
Come on. So let's get it going. Show 144. We're getting close to that exclusive 500th show.
Yay.
Almost there.
Almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Every week we get closer. So just keep in mind, we will have a giveaway show when we get to 500. I say that now, so then that way I get it out of the way. So when we get 200, 250, 350, 450, there's nothing. But then 500, we're going to be giving away first virus out left and right, baby. Maybe graded, who knows?
Everybody check under your chair right now.
Yeah. Do the math on that, though. Like 500 shows from today, so that would be for 3, so almost a year. That's not bad. 2?
I don't know how you did your math. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me
Get your
hold on.
buying you a calculator for Christmas. I'm not even kidding.
It's like that meme with all the equations.
Okay, hold on. I said that wrong. There 300 I meant the shows. Oh man, I wish there was like a video segment we could go to right now. No. Yeah, no. What I meant was it's like 356 shows to go, so like that's where I got it confused. That's it. I'm like pretty good at math. Years. I've got to do so 7 years from now. I hope everybody's still into comics. I hope we're not on Mars yet. I would hate to be like one of like 1,000 people still left, on Mars. So
I'm sorry, I'm not still doing the pod or the YouTube show. Yeah.
What's messed up is I have to do a lot of math and a lot of numbers at my job, my career. So that's embarrassing. But that's how I was doing it.
I really hope.
My director just calls me into the office tomorrow, like, "Hey, listen, man, we watched the show.
52 weeks in a year.
Yeah. We decided to tune in.
Yes. Hey, you never know. It could be a good one.
No, you don't negotiate your prices.
All right, let's get the show going. Oh my god, fuck.
Okay, let's go.
Thank God it had nothing to do with grammar, because if not, Hyper would be in here already. All right, let's get into it.
They're going off for sure.
we should just end the show and then restart again. Yeah.
Okay.
With
the calculator.
Yeah, with the calculator. All right, show 144. Let's get it going, man. Dynamite Pick of the Week, I'm telling you right now, is probably going to be terrible. So let's get it going.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Whew. All right. So Sheena Queen of the Jungle, number 2. A lot of detail here. If you actually look behind her, a lot of detail in the snake with the scales and stuff like that. So it's a pretty nice one. Fatal Final Exams. Love that at the bottom.
Cover to look behind her.
Yo, everybody's getting this for the story and the climax, okay?
Absolutely.
BC, what are your thoughts on Dynamite Pick of the Week?
It's all right. You're doing okay, sir. I think you didn't hit a homer on this one, but you got your bunt in. You hit first base, so good for you. I think it's pretty good.
Thank God.
There's Tata, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Rocksteady, what do you think?
So I'm not a physics major or anything. but I don't know what's holding that thing on.
You've got a point. You've got a point there.
I like it for the snake.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail there. Yeah. Obviously, if you're new, we just show some love to Dynamite. I say we because I always think of us as a team, but it was really me this time. Last week, BC picked, and I mean, I think people liked it. I don't know. I can't remember. So
the chat was popping. They loved it.
Yeah, well, you did cosplay. You did a booty cosplay. All right, let's get into it, gents. First book up is the Marvel Gods #1. BC, take it away. What are your thoughts here?
I'm beyond excited for this. So we got a sneak peek at it in Uncanny Avengers Free Comic Book Day. Jonathan Hickman has been crushing it in everything he's touching Marvel. Now Gods looks promising, man. I honestly, look, who knows? Maybe it hits Strange Academy type of momentum, but I definitely see it, man. And Gods has been heavily promoted. We've seen a lot of, these characters make first appearance on different series covers, so first cover appearances, we'll say. But yeah, man, this is the book I'm most excited to read this week.
Now there is also a first appearance, right? So it's
there's gonna be a few, if I'm not mistaken.
But is there one? There's one that's like the big one or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, well, I saw that one, Centaur. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I was hoping that one of you guys would pronounce the name. So
yeah, there's some first appearances. Even the Uncanny Avengers Free Comic Book Day that I'm talking about, that's definitely worth picking up. We'll see. I think this is going to be another home run for Hickman. It's looking promising.
Rocksteady, what are your thoughts here?
With this one, it's like Doctor Strange based, and he's dealing with gods for different times, or what's up?
Sorry.
So what's this story about? Like, Doctor Strange is the centerpiece.
So look, breaking it down, there's this whole different, like, we're going to be getting a ton of new characters on the god levels and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't want to go too far into it.
Okay, yeah, fair.
It's going to be awesome. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
It is a pretty expensive book, though. It's a $9.99. So
yeah, I think that's what's gonna like kill it for a lot of people who like maybe want to stack it. This is the Uncanny Avengers 1 book that BC's talking about. It is the free one. I think this thing right now is like $5 though. Everywhere. I know UniX was talking about it just a few months ago. Who else was talking about it? Because I always like to give some love. I think maybe Lefteros was talking about it.
Yep.
I'm actually pretty pumped because I pronounced the name properly first try. But yeah, a few people were talking about it. So definitely make sure to go check out, that book if you can find it. Surprisingly, sometimes you can find some of these books like wherever your shops kind of keep their free comic book days. Like I know mine, for example, is at the front of the store, like as soon as you go out, because they kind of want to get that shit out. Mm-hmm. I know that I had picked up 2 extra copies because of that. So, you might be lucky. Just go check. Some shops have them. Some shops might be charging $1 or $2, but it's worth it. I think a lot of these free comic book days are really worth it. And then when they transpire here, but yeah, this one I'm definitely grabbing. I only grabbed 1 copy. That price tag really scared me away. So you think it's going to be heavily ordered, or picked up rather?
I'm going to be honest. I think if there's a sleeper book, it's on FOC that just passed. It was the second print of this one because there is no incentive for it. So I don't imagine people going chasing it, because people chase, they order up for the incentives. So given there's no incentive on it, I think the second print, especially being a $9.99 US price tag, I think that one will be less ordered than this one.
Damn it. So I should have done FOC this week.
And $9.99 is like square bound, usually bigger issues, right?
Yeah, this is a big issue. They even say it, I think, right there in the description that it's an enormous extra size is what I'm reading right there.
Yeah. That's what Dazzler said.
Yeah, but yeah, this is gonna be a big one, and like I said, there's a lot that's gonna unfold in this one, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. All right, let's move on to our next book. And of course, we have to put in some Star Wars. So Star Wars, The High Republic, Shadows of the Starlight. Dun, dun, dun. I will say this cover does not do anything for me. The guy in the back, like in the middle, at first I thought it was like a cone head, and then I was like, oh no, it's just some alien ass dude. Really does nothing for me. Multiple first appearances in here as well, so it's probably going to be worth grabbing, especially the Star Wars people. I haven't heard my guru Star Wars person or plug, as the kids of today would say, but Mr. Nemesis Prime, he hadn't mentioned this book, so I don't know what to think about it. First appearances in Star Wars books, very common, so it's not like you can't grab one or pick one up and not find one. So it's just going to be interesting what happens. Rocksteady, we'll start with you. Grabbing, for it, against it, what are your thoughts?
All I know is that Jedi with the really long neck better watch himself with all those lightsabers out. He's gonna get hurt.
What? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I thought that was yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I have a feeling they're gonna introduce a lot of characters that get killed off just because of the timing of when this book happens in the timeline. Probably a decent read. Again, like, I think it's a lot of the same with Star Wars, and it's like throwing darts at a dartboard. I'd rather wait a couple months and see what characters pop off before, and then go back and buy some. That's on a speculation basis. I think this could be a good read, though, if it does the tie over the High Republic and kind of moves into more of a world that we know.
BC, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, no, I've been seeing a lot of chat about this one because there's like multiple first appearances, Jedi Masters and stuff like that. So I'm not too familiar with most of what's going on Star Wars related in comics because I've taken a full step back. But yeah, no, I did pick this one up just in case. Didn't want to miss the boat. And I think I'll give this one a read.
I don't think a lot of people I think this one, we kind of talk about it a lot sometimes when we say, like, hey, never fear. If you didn't order one, this one's probably going to be on the shelf. This is probably one of those. This one's probably going to be on the shelf. So don't think like you missed out. I would probably just get to your shop early if you didn't. But I mean, again, Star Wars, there's always, if I had to bet anything, it would always be that there's a first appearance or something in one of these. So we'll see where the read takes us as well. $5.99 price tag too. Usually they're like $4.99, $3.99 sometimes. So
it's economy. They're creeping everything up.
Jeez. Yeah. All right, let's get into the mentions. BC, as the new comic book day guru, specialist, creative designer, creative executive of the show. What are your thoughts on mentions?
There's not many, to be honest with you. I like these. Rocksteady mentioned how Halloween time we can get some corniness that comes out cover wise and so forth. But those Zulo covers, I see a lot of people chasing them for some reason. They're pretty neat. I don't know if you guys saw them. They're those like Halloween ones that kind of seem like, I want to say Scotty Youngish.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
So
maybe
I think it's like what? Isn't it Batman and?
So there's already been some other characters as well.
Batman and Wonder Woman, I think, is this week.
Poison Ivy.
Or Poison Ivy, okay.
Yeah, it's Poison Ivy this week. But I think those are neat little pickups, especially for the season. But otherwise, I don't think they're gonna explode on the secondary market. But I can't stress it enough, man. Gods looks amazing. We've met some of these characters already, like I said, within Uncanny Avengers. Wynn seems to be one of the bigger characters who had his exchange with Doctor Strange, so I don't know if he's going to be at the forefront of this series, but yeah, man, it's looking cool.
Can I ask you, do you think that free comic book day will probably go down as one of the
absolutely, for first appearances? Yes.
No, well, not just first appearance. I just mean like there's a lot of free comic book day books that like go on to be like, $200 books, like they're up there, they're popular, you get mad when you see them right? At shows or stores when you're like, man, how am I paying $100 for this? It's a free fucking book. You know what I mean? But like, I think it could go down that route where, 9/8 of this, like it could be a good book to have down the road.
I don't look, if it hits a $200 price tag, I mean, that would kind of surprise me, but at the same time, with how things have been playing out as of late, not so much. So I'm
Jackpot,
surprised, to be honest.
Judgment Day.
But even Judgment
no.
Day, you can grab for $3 or $4 right now.
Yeah, it's still relatively cheap.
It's
But
like
now-
One Punch Man. It's the
Yes, the
what's
One Punch
Darth
Man
Maul's
is
brother's name. Savage Press.
Yep.
It's ones like that.
I think
It's the
it
ones
really
nobody saw coming. It's rarely Avengers books or main titles.
Yeah, I think it really boils down to how this series is going to be taken in by all the readers and everybody who's picking these up. If they think there's potential here, kind of like I said, right? I put it on the same scale as Strange Academy. It could be one of those sleepers that it drops and then, everybody embraces it and maybe it's got potential. But I think it's going to be a fun read. Hickman just crushed it in Ultimate Invasion. This is not a $200 book, Newbie.
Hey, when things opened up, like this was, Justin said another one, Umbrella Academy. That's another one. There's a few Spider-Man one. Like Jackpot. I just remember there was like 3 or 4 that were pretty popular.
I think Newbie is confused. It's not $102 books. It's
what? No. I've seen. Come on. Even this in a 9/8 when it first came out. I mean, people were asking like $150, and I know people were paying $150 Canadian. Right now, I think a 9/8 in this is like $60.
Yeah, somewhere there. But look, like I said, with Gods, we'll see how this one plays out. I think it's going to be a great read. But if there's any book you should be looking at, I do think Uncanny Avengers, the Free Comic Book Day, is a good book to have if you want to speculate on this by any means.
Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do for the 500th show? You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's get it right out of the way. Let's rip the Band-Aid. I'm going to give one of these away on the 500th show.
Oh my God.
We're giving one of these away. That's right. Giving one of these away.
Yeah.
You know what? I might give 2 away and sign one.
Yeah. Given the year that 500th show is going to take place, he's going to be live from the retirement center, and I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, listen, there could be some changes coming in the Newbieverse. Maybe there's 2 live shows. Maybe there's more shows. So maybe we add those episodes. We tag them up a bit more. So we don't know.
I expect the exact same thing, just with more cats.
Yep.
Just like 17 cats still wearing the same hat.
What's crazy is just before I got up here, my wife was like, okay, so this Friday, do you want to go look at kittens? Because we're going to adopt a new one to get Lola, kind of like a playmate. So it's funny that you say that. So I never thought I'd have one, and looks like I'm going to have 2. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, Newbie will be a senior citizen by the time episode 5. You know what? I'll show all of you. There might not be any people watching, but One Punch Man and Demon Slayer free comment are solid pickups. Yeah,
it's unfortunate it's too late for One Punch Man. That one really picked up in the last
year and a half, 2 years. I think I saw because you don't see it as often anymore. But I know Just Cruise was going after it too. But I think somebody had just picked one up for like $30 or something.
One, I think.
Was it Justin? Yeah, somebody had picked it up for really cheap, so it was a good pickup. All right, let's get into the news, and then let's.
What about my mentions? I don't.
Oh shoot! Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Sure.
Go ahead. Transformers. We're not going to talk about Transformers at all.
Oh yes, Transformers, the big one.
Sorry. Go ahead, Roxanne.
So we have Transformers coming out this week, which is kind of the universe with Void Rivals kind of takeoff. So that should be exciting if you're into that. Some good writing behind it. And then there was that one where it was like the devil wears my face.
Yes.
Which I think looks pretty grim and kind of has that feeling to it where there's enough names in the title that it might become a thing.
Is that the red and black cover?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. I thought that was on I thought that released last week and I thought I had missed it. So yeah. No,
I'm not gonna lie. I went pretty stupid on the Transformers covers. I got quite a few. The Otley one is super cool.
Yeah,
Damn.
there were some nice ones.
Yeah.
Settle down over there, man. How are you gonna get your grails if you keep buying all these Transformer stuff?
You just see a kid running around in like diapers made out of comic books, just stapled together.
It'll be my kids for sure.
Oh man. Big shout outs to BC's kids, by the way. They're
Yes.
great kids.
They are.
I see a lot of them. All right, let's get into some news and some fun stuff. So, Kurt Russell reportedly being considered for a role of Jor-El, not related to Joel, which is me, in Superman Legacy. Now, here's the thing.
Or Jewel.
Or Jewels, yeah, sure. Same people that kind of broke this. We're kind of right about pretty much everything that James Gunn has really said lately. So I kind of believe it, but I also think that Kurt Russell, I mean, I don't know, he did pretty good in Marvel, right? In Guardians of the Galaxy. He's not that old. He could still kick it. So yeah, why not? I mean, add star power to this stuff. I guess that's what James Gunn's gonna do. So what do you guys think?
I think it's amazing how many actors are in both DC and Marvel. Like there's got to be more actors out there that they don't have to keep reusing people. And like Kurt Russell, he obviously has a really good career and is well liked and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm tired of seeing the same hat in different movies.
So wait, with that though, let's touch on that for a little bit. Okay, do you think it's because of the fact that they're maybe used to the genre or like, you know, kind of the role? Because it's not like you're going from playing like a serious lawyer to then superhero to then whatever. Maybe that they want those people because they kind of have that background to it, you know, because it is a different beast, you know. Like, do you think that plays
a
into
little
it?
bit of that? And I think it's a little bit of playing it safe because now you know he can do that. I don't know. I think it's lazy, if you ask me.
I agree with Rocksteady. The fact that, you know, Kurt Russell already worked with James Gunn in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's already played a father. He was Ego the Planet. So now
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Jesus.
So I look, I agree with you now when it comes to Jor-El. Yeah, I mean, I want to see the character, whether it's Kurt Russell or not. I don't really care.
Whoa.
But as long as you know it's played well and proper, I'm okay with it. But I do agree, like having seen him already in Marvel, now heading to DC, and it's been put out there by James Gunn. Like I'm sure he's gonna poach some of the people that he's already worked with. It makes perfect sense, right? But I don't know. I just in general with DC, I don't really have much faith. I hope James Gunn can really change my mindset when I see these things. Like Blue Beetle, I actually watched it, was pretty good. But
thank you.
Yeah, but it's always up in the air right now, right? We still don't know what direction DC is going in. I'm starting to feel like James Gunn probably doesn't. Like they're probably winging it at this point. I don't know what they're doing. But if this is a rumor, it's all right. I mean, like I said, Kurt Russell's already been in such a role, playing a dad of a superhero. So, and he was pretty villainous, right? I thought he did a pretty cool job as Ego, but
so
not my Ego.
I saw a image, or like, you know, when you can scroll through, so like somebody will post something, but it's got like 4 or 5 different things. So it was like possible characters that Chris Pratt could play. And I was actually shocked at one of the characters. Like a few of them made sense, right? Like Kite Man, Animal Man, like a few made sense. I could see him, you know, being that stupid.
I don't want to see it.
Right? But then one of them was Shazam. And I'm like, whoa. I kind of I like Zachary Levi, or Levi, depending on, you know, how you pronounce it, what side of the world you're in. I kind of like him as Shazam, so I hope that they don't redo Shazam, to be honest with you. I hope they don't touch it. But then again, yeah, with DC, it's kind of like a big question mark, right? So like who knows? So.
I don't see Chris Pratt committing to anything DC related, because we did see at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 post-credit scene that, you know, the legendary Star-Lord
spoiler
is going to return. So
oh my god.
I think he's still committed to that. It's funny because I haven't really seen Chris Pratt do much outside of like Super Mario and stuff like that. Like he did voice stuff, but
he recently just got married and he's like doing like a lot of business stuff from like what I heard, right? Like he just got married just before Guardians to Arnold's daughter and stuff, and I think that they were expecting a child, no? Something like that. I could be totally wrong, but
no idea. I follow comics. I'm not
yeah. That's for the TMZ after show.
This guy's on TMZ all day long with his calculator.
Yo, we're gonna get to that show before the 8-year mark. I'm telling you right now.
All right.
We're gonna have some sweet books to give away too. And you know what we'll do? We'll start the books now. So we'll start piling the books up now, because then in 8 years you never know. It could be something, could be not. So
Dan De La Torre is in the chat asking if he can express his opinion on James Gunn. Feel free.
Absolutely not.
Rip
Absolutely
away.
not.
Rip away.
Absolutely not.
I think we already know his opinion.
So Netflix, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if you haven't checked it out, great streaming thing. Let's be honest, everyone's on Netflix. A lot of good stuff coming out this week as we hit into October. There's the David Beckham documentary that I'm actually gonna go check out. I think comes out tomorrow, if not already today, but I just got work not too long ago. Reptile, new movie, Justin Timberlake, Mike Twin. There's a few things, but we also got first looks
just because you both had the same hair at one point doesn't mean you're twins.
We did get a trailer and two like first looks. So we got The Devil May Cry, which shout outs to Nemesis Prime because he actually shared it with us, that he found it. So it's not a long trailer or anything like that, but we get a first look at that. And then we also get a first look at Netflix's Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Now, guys, I don't have to remind you what this is. Even if you're not a video gamer, you will always remember this as the triangle tits in the video game and Angelina Jolie. So this character will be iconic. Angelina Jolie is, associated with that character. They've made another movie with Alicia. I can't remember her name. I saw that one, didn't really like it. I don't know. They kind of went a weird way with it, but I'm actually interested to see what happens in this. How about you guys?
Lara Croft's an interesting character because when she first started off as just like an Indiana Jones type. Mm-hmm. Then everybody's like, oh, she's super hot. Then they kind of tried to turn her into a sex symbol, whether it be the Angelina Jolie movie, whether it be like the Adam Hughes covers in the comic books. And now they're kind of going back to that explorer kind of mentality. And I think that will set this apart. I think they went away from that for too long. Like the PlayStation games were solid back in the day. It's just
I've seen somebody live dress up as that. Like they have the triangle things and stuff like that. So it was hilarious. But again, that was the technology there, but it's iconic, right? The game is iconic. Yeah. So
to add to what Rocksteady said, I really think it was the pyramid boobs that got everybody going and started swinging it to the sexiness way. But look, I'm excited to see them going back to this. First off, I actually really enjoy Netflix's animated series, man. I think they do a great job. There's a lot of cool things on there. So I'm happy about this. And as a gamer, I played a lot of Tomb Raider, and I'm looking forward to seeing this one come out. Now, what did surprise me is when this news broke, I did go and check, like, okay, let's see if any books start moving, right? So I looked at the Lara Croft Witchblade 1, issue 1, and surprisingly, it's still very affordable. And video game books have popped significantly within the last year, easily. So yeah, I think it's still a pretty cool book to pick up now. I don't think it'll spike because of this series whatsoever, but I mean, if you like video games, you like comics, well, it's a good book to grab.
Yeah, I think it was like, it's funny because like 4 or 5 years ago, even before like COVID, there was rumblings, right? We didn't know each other. Us three didn't know each other. I didn't know anybody in the chat, that long ago, right? Well, we didn't. But now we've marinated this friendship, this brotherhood, right? But what I'm saying is, about like 5, maybe 6 years ago, people were saying like, hey, like get into start getting into, video game stuff. Like it's gonna be good. And everybody, like, not everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, because there are a few people that listen, but like there was people like me that I was like, nah, man. Yeah. And I regret not buying some.
Of the people that I watch quite a bit of content when it comes to YouTubers and everybody, but somebody here in the chat, Swagahaz, is probably one of the only people that was on board with that at the same time, saying pick up video game books, and I totally agree. But this one here, no, it's still affordable. It's
not yet, but let's remember too, right? And Rocksteady, you kind of always are not the drag when we bring this up, but like you always remind us, like, hey, people aren't like they were 2 years ago, right? So even though we know this is coming, the John Cena effect, we know this is coming. I don't think that people are picking up those spec books until there's a trailer. They've I know who's playing the voice. I know who the characters casted, things like that. I think it's changed a little bit where people are hesitant to spend money on something that's maybe a bigger question mark. Because like you said, we know this is coming, but like there hasn't really been a spike. It didn't reach a top 10.
I don't think it will spike. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, either. I think it's
I don't think right now. I think like this book, like when Angelina dies or something, we all die, people. So I hope nobody's watching like, what? We all die. But I think that could be something too down the road. So
no, I think what happened with this one is like with other video game books, it was only kids buying them. It wasn't adults. The runs were less.
Yeah.
The kids were having their hands on them, so it's hard to find in high grade. With her first appearance being in, what was it? She or Shy, or is it Psyblade or Witchblade or
Witchblade?
Yeah, one of those. Those were very heavily produced. The only people buying them were adults because they were kind of risque, violent kind of comics, and a lot of them were like the foil covers with really heavy cardstock, which keep a lot better. I just think with her first appearance and some of her early books, I just don't think the demand's going to outweigh the supply anytime soon. Where I do like her books are some of her other runs, some of the Adam Hughes covers. Stuff like that. There's some good finds and buy-ins there on a lot lower print run books, and I think some of those will become a little more iconic.
Yeah, but if you are one of those first appearance collectors for Lara Croft, I would be picking up what you said, the Witchblade one, the Tomb Raider Witchblade #1. Like that's the one I was looking at, and I saw not many people are picking them up, and it's still pretty affordable. There's some available even now on eBay.
I think Justin had actually sent us like a link to one where it was like a 9.2 for, I think it was $150 US.
I actually saw that today there was a 9.6 that sold for like $110 Canadian. So just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
110 Canadian?
Yep.
For a 9.6.
9.6, yeah.
Yeah.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even like bother wasting my time with CGC, to be honest with you.
That's what I mean. Like, I think 9.6s are the best buy-in right now. Everybody thinks they have cooties. People are unloading them. I'm watching them go at auction for just stupid low prices where you can even crack them out the slab and sell them more raw, and they're a 9.6.
Yes, but to be honest with you, Rocksteady, one thing I am seeing a lot of people doing, especially with CGC right now, because it seems like they're being a little generous when it comes to grades. They crack them and they resubmit those 9.6s, and they come back. I've seen a lot of stories where people get them back in 9.8s.
Yeah, but again, there's one thing that we can agree with when it comes to video games. When it comes to like a character, this one is pretty iconic, I guess you could say, right, in that realm.
But I don't think not at a Mario, Donkey Kong.
No, never.
I think Lara Croft fits a certain niche. I think there's going to be a whole generation of kids who don't really know who Lara Croft is because it's an adult game now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, once they made the porno, it was pretty much like
what porno?
I mean,
watching, bro, but I will agree. I'll agree and add to what Rocksteady said is exactly that. Like the nostalgia feels definitely, Tomb Raider. I remember PlayStation 1, smack that thing on and really just get lost in the game. But
smack that thing on.
Yeah, man, just hit that button. But
okay, I don't even know if we're talking about
yours has a button.
Yeah.
All right, gents, let's move on here.
I had the mini.
So we've got basically our story for probably what is going to end up being the greatest. I go on record as saying this is going to surpass She-Hulk as the greatest Marvel show. Echo. So basically, what ends up happening is Maya Lopez struggles to connect with her native roots while balancing inspire and tying to a life of crime as a successor to the brutal legacy of Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. In the first episode, we are introduced to Maya Lopez and her struggles. Guys, if that doesn't give you chills, if that doesn't get you on eBay right now to go and buy Daredevil 9, 10, and 11, I don't know what you're doing in this community. You might as well go to VHS or Pogs. Rocksteady, how pumped are you now that you know basically what we're dealing with here?
Did you say the greatest show since She-Hulk?
I did.
So She-Hulk was very woke. It was a little too woke for me. I did like Miss Marvel a lot better than that one. This one doesn't come across that way. I'm really into the ancestral struggles. I think is pretty. It's a sensitive subject these days, and it's an important subject, and I'm happy they're touching on it. And I hope they do it justice because I think it could be cool. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm actually like going into this neutral. Like I don't really care for the Echo series.
wow.
I really enjoyed Echo within comics, especially even recent stuff with her, becoming the Phoenix and all that fun stuff. But going into this, I'm kind of I don't know how the MCU is gonna.
I like Hawkeye. I like the street level stuff. I think
I love the
Daredevil.
Yes, I love the street level stuff, but
remember too, guys, don't forget, because I was actually just having this conversation with somebody, and they actually forgot that like Marvel is planning to drop all the episodes for this. It's not going to be a weekly thing. It's like, hey, you want to watch the whole damn thing? Go right ahead, right? I think it's 6 or 7 episodes. You're going to be able to watch the whole thing. I don't even think that they have enough faith in it, to be honest, because why would they do that if they know that they're going to be the talk of the town, people are going to be buying shit up, talking about it, it's going to be everywhere week to week, and they're just dropping it? You know what I mean?
I think it's more of a test.
You think?
Look, I think like I've heard that from a lot of people. I think what is actually killing a lot of the Disney and Marvel shows is that week in between. Just as soon as you start getting some flow in a show, like I know people are going to kill me, but that's how I feel about Ahsoka. Like you get some flow going and it finally gets moving, and then it's like, okay, it continues next week. And I think it's not a bad idea to drop it all at once. Like I hope we get Punisher in this. I hope we get a Daredevil appearance. I hope this opens up a whole new street level and we get Defenders back and
well, they have to do something because again, we all three of us have talked about this. I know I've talked about it multiple times, but like, have we forgotten? Like in Hawkeye, she like kills or fights for like her best friend that dude that was like communicating for her. She doesn't speak sign language. Like I think it's going to be a lot of flashbacks because she's not going to be talking. So like that's the question mark here, right? Like what kind of story can we tell?
Well, you can have sign language with subtitles.
Yeah, 100%. And there's no knock on that. I'm just saying, I feel like with her dealing with a lot of these struggles, it's going to be more, what's it called? Like flashbacks to her being young and stuff like that. Like I really do.
And let's be real, the Marvel movies aren't really known for their dialogue, right? So I think they can tell a story without all
I mean, yeah, but Rocksteady, could you watch a 50 minute episode with no dialogue?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. BC, what are you thinking here?
So just to touch back on a few points you guys brought up, yeah, it's even been put out there already that Daredevil is going to make an appearance in some MCU shape or form when it comes to whether it be TV or cinema. He's going to appear before Devil Born Again. So this is very fitting. We all know that he's got ties to Echo. So yeah, that is something I definitely foresee coming. Now, if it's going to be a 6 or 5 episode, was it 5, 6 episodes? Do you
I think
guys
it's
know?
6. If I remember
Okay.
correctly, I think it's 6.
Either way, I do think there's going to be a lot of depending on other people for that dialogue, obviously. Whether it be the villains or whoever's going to be coming to make an appearance within the show. But they'll definitely be able to tell a story in such a way. There will be sign language. There will be subtitles. I expect all of that. Do I care? Again, I'm going to say it. I'm not so pumped about Echo, but
Damn,
I
man.
kind of feel exactly like what Swag said. How I think Echo. I don't know about the Marvels, but I would say Echo. Maybe it's one of those where it's gonna just tell its story and develop Echo for something bigger on the MCU scale. Now, will it be received well? We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel,
we're all gonna watch it. We're all gonna watch it, right?
No,
like we can hate it, She-Hulk, the Marvels. We all, there was a lot of people that talk shit, but they watched it every week.
Yes,
I think the mistake they made with this one is calling it Echo. I think if they called it Underworld or something like that, and a lot of the focus wasn't on Echo herself, but that whole street level stuff, I think it might have had a little more legs behind it.
Yeah, but it's clearly going to be focused on just Echo alone. So I get it, but now comparing the full season drop as opposed to the dragged out every week episodes, I'm okay with either or. As much as I would love for everything to drop in one shot, do I foresee myself watching an entire series of Echo in one night? Absolutely not. I'd fall asleep by episode 1.5, to be honest.
Come on, man.
No, I'm kind of the same, and then it's spoiled for you if you go on social media, right?
Exactly.
That's
So
the thing.
I don't mind if it's going to be weekly. Now, Loki, I feel like, this might be intentional, especially that I've said it before. The final episode airs like a day before the Marvels releases. I don't know if it will tie into the Marvels, but I do expect Loki to tie into other things within the MCU. Most likely Deadpool. That's my guess. So I'm okay with if it's dragging out, right? Like if it's going to drag out for, a story that might connect to something near, I'm okay with that. But then if we get that long gap, kind of like what Rocksteady was saying, where you kind of lose interest, then yeah.
I like the week to week, basically, just because it's the one time that, like, leading up to the episode, you can like be like, an NFL analyst, right? Where you're like, yeah, and this team's gonna win because of this, and I know this, they're gonna win, and blah, 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 blah. And then the game happens and that team gets blown out or that player does shit. That's the same thing with like this, right? Like you're like, oh no, because of the storyline, Juggernaut's gonna show up and Deadpool's gonna show up and Gambit and Rogue, and then you're like, you watch the episode and you're totally wrong, and then the next week you're like, yeah, see, I knew those players weren't gonna happen and things like that. I don't know. I like the fun. I like, the connecting the dots, kind of anticipating the story, where when you're watching it, like when you have accessibility to just watch it all. I don't know. I get what Rocksteady said, like the flow and stuff like that. But, what's that saying? Like distance makes the love fond, or the heart fonder, or something like that. Is that a thing? Or am I just making it up?
Something. Yeah.
Okay.
You are totally making that up.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just remember in high school, had a girlfriend. We would hang out pretty much every day, and it was annoying. But then when I met like another girl, we would see each other maybe every 2 days. Like you never want to see. Like I love you guys. I just don't know if I could see you guys every day. Well,
you are speaking as a married man who lives with a woman. Be careful.
I'm talking about like back in my younger, like high school days, man. Come on, not
okay. Fair enough.
Please. You should see my ribcage. She's a few times. All right, let's move on from Echo here, and let's stick with video games. Now, this is something that I wanted to talk about the day that the show had that hiatus, that craziness with the internet, with me and Rocksteady, and we weren't able to talk about it. So this is kind of fairly a bit old, and the timing is obviously different because I had more points to say. But let's just go strictly into the comic. Rocksteady, I don't think you have it. BC, you just recently picked it up, and I think like 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yep.
I think, and just a projection here, or just a prediction rather. I think this is going to be crazy because, like, not touching Mario, but like maybe just a little short of it. I think it's going to be like super massive. I think we've all played the game. I think we all know the characters. Like, even in Super Mario Smash Brothers, I think I was Link the whole time. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I was Link actually. I just think it's going to be massive. I think if you have a chance at getting this comic, I think it's a great time. Similar with The Simpsons, similar with like even Futurama. Like I know we think some of these are out of reach, but like I don't know, man. I think this is a great comic to have graded. The prices are ridiculous. BC, you could probably touch a little bit more on that because you bought it graded, but there's a few raws out there. I don't even have to ask you guys if you guys are excited. I probably would imagine that you guys are definitely excited. But Rocksteady, we'll start with you. Not the biggest video gamer, but nevertheless, Zelda movie is gonna, the markability, the toys, the clothing, people dressing up as him, or the characters, it's just gonna be crazy. But what are your thoughts here?
I think when we were talking about like Lara Croft being almost like a B-list video game celebrity, like we're talking top tier with Link and the whole Legend of Zelda, the franchise. I think this has the potential to be Lord of the Rings-esque.
Yep.
I think Zelda has one of the biggest fan bases because they've done such a good job at capturing different generations.
Mm-hmm.
There's like ones for kids, there's ones for adults. You can go back and play them. Zelda was.
Is there a porno?
Like,
is there a porno?
NES
Just asking for a friend. No. Okay.
What the?
just kidding. I'm kidding.
There probably is because I'm sure there's a market.
BC was quick to be like, no, there isn't. Like, okay, all right.
No, I was a not you. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know why they flagged my channel.
This guy.
Yeah, I think Zelda has the potential to be everything. Like we would get excited about Metroid, but Metroid has like Seamus has nothing on Link, if you ask me.
No.
Yep. James Cameron. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. He'd be perfect for this movie.
Yeah.
The only thing is, yes, I'm beyond excited. I'm a huge fan of all the Zelda video games. Link is one of my go-to guys. One thing I never understood though, and you brought up Super Smash Bros, is how when he does his big spin with the sword, he lets out a big yell like a but he does not speak. That's the thing, is that he's never spoken, right? In any video game, he's interacting with people. People are talking to him. He doesn't talk back. And they manage to answer their own questions. That's something that was always puzzling to me. So how would they portray
another Echo scenario?
Yeah, exactly. How would they portray Link in a live action? That's kind of how
you think they could like. I think the what the word I'm looking for, like the hardcore fans would be pissed, but I think in order to kind of sell it to like today's generation or like the average person who doesn't know what this might be, I think you might have to go a different way where he speaks. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, Neighbor to the North. Yes, he has spoken twice, but you know what I mean. Like he doesn't speak. So
it'll just be like those scrolling word bubbles.
Yeah, probably. But I'm hoping that they do a live action Zelda movie. I think it would be incredible. Kind of like what Rocksteady was saying, how Lord of the Rings-esque would be perfect suited for this. Now, if we got to go back and touch on video games, I actually really find the story of Ocarina of Time amazing. I think they could do a lot of cool stuff from just that one video game in one film, and then touch on later games down the road. Like Super Mario did a phenomenal job, and they didn't do like, yes, okay, they took from the original content, the video games and stuff like that, but they made it its own movie, right? Like,
right.
It was something totally out there that never happened within video games. So if we got to do something video game accurate, Ocarina of Time, I think, is a great jumping point. But if they do it along the lines of what Super Mario was, I'm okay with that too. Just make it its own film. Hopefully, we are going to see a Super Mario 2. We saw the whole post-credit scene with Yoshi, so.
Spoiler!
It's not a spoiler, dude. It's,
holy crap, dude!
We are
like
months, months beyond its release date. So
Do you remember when I spoiled Titanic? You know the shit I got for it? Do you know the amount of hate mail that I got for spoiling Titanic?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you don't want that. You got kids. You don't want them seeing that stuff. So
yeah. But anyways, this would be incredible. It's something I'm anticipating. I really hope it does come to fruition and they do develop this, because I think it's got the potential to hit those Mario numbers. Obviously, you know, Barbie just recently beat Mario at the box office, but still very impressive to see 2 movies surpass $1 billion in not even half a year. So,
yep. It's crazy because a few years ago, and I know you could say that about like a lot of books, but I did have a chance to get like a very high grade of Zelda 1 and I passed on it. Kicking myself now, but yeah. Really quickly before we go, I think yours is a 9.4, right?
Mine is a 9.6.
9.6.
Yeah, 9.6. Now, there is something I want to mention. There's a second print that's out there. There's the one that I have, which is the first print with the price on it, but there's also the no price variant. So I don't know if anyone's come across those, but Michael Baker actually hit me up on the DMs not too long ago showing me the no price variant graded, and that book was over $2,000 US. So
yeah, I think that was the one that is more sought after and like the bigger one out of both of them.
yeah, I'm assuming it's mostly due to scarcity.
Yeah.
Because
here's something I will say is be careful with that. So I recently got back a Ninja Turtles Canadian, like this was a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's noted now that it's a Canadian price variant, right? Because before they didn't determine if it was a newsstand or whatever. And so the census isn't updated because it's like there's only 4 on census, but I've seen like 10 of them, right?
Okay, I made a mistake here.
Yeah, they haven't updated some of the census for that stuff.
So,
yeah.
4,400 US. Now it says it's ended. It doesn't say that it was sold. So
neighbors got one.
Yeah, second prints, but second prints I've seen tons of. First prints are a little more sought out after, I guess. Like I've seen more premiums on the first print because it's the first print. But second prints I tend to come across pretty often, to be honest.
I'm excited for this either way. All right, we got to finish off with this before we go. You know, it's circulated a few times. BC, I think you sent it, and then I started seeing it here and there, and I was like, all right, well, let's touch on it. If it is true, I don't know. Nobody knows unless you work in the industry. Jonathan Majors, give me a call. Be a guest on the show anytime. But yeah, it's supportable. It's reportedly, you know, being advertised, talked, leaked, spoiled, or whatever way you want. That the films will leaked a plot line in Kang Dynasty. So Earth 616 faces off against the Kang race. I think that was like a given where, you know, it was going to be like all those Kangs, right? That's why they were there. You know, facing off and resulting in the Avengers' defeat. Let's be real. The Avengers we have right now are kind of weak, you know. But TVA assembles a secret team led by Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, Deadpool to rescue the Earth. Now, it makes sense if we keep into consideration what Deadpool 3 is going to look like, but I have a hard time believing that those 3 will save the day. But it is interesting. I do believe the Kang Dynasty defeating the Avengers part, I think you have to have that. It's a 2-parter, so obviously the heroes aren't going to win. So I think that, you know, 100%, but just the characters there, you know, Deadpool, Toby, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman. Like I don't see it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, Roxley? I don't know if this is the first time you're seeing it, but let's start with you.
No, I did see this, but was it you, BC, who kind of called this before?
Yes,
somebody called this.
Yes, and something that I want to mention is that yes, if this is going to be the leak, and it's a pretty accurate leak, if so, I just feel like Marvel is going back to the well and trying to hit gold again with the same exact setup. Well, this is exactly Infinity War and the Endgame, right? So they lost in Infinity War, and here they are in Secret Wars. If this is true, it pretty much ties to what I'm thinking. So you have Loki season 2 that's dropping now, and I expect the last scene we're probably going to see at the end of this season 2 is probably going to tie to the TVA in Deadpool, because it's been reported and leaked apparently that Deadpool will have the TVA in there, and it's going to be a lot of the TVA stuff with Deadpool. So it would make sense for Loki to tie to Deadpool. Now, if Deadpool plays out as a movie where universes incursions are happening probably due to him or whatever it may be, I imagine at this point now we'll see him probably gathering people, and we're going to see things leading up to the Kang dynasty. Also, if that be the case, personally, I would imagine I'm just, maybe I'm spitballing. Just let me know what you think of this idea. If the TVA is going to be involved with Deadpool and leading up all to all of this, Liz Carr is now playing the judge. Is the TVA going to set up Battle World in order to right everything that fucked up?
Like, can you think Battle World like / Armor Wars?
Not Armor Wars, Battle World itself, right? You know how within the comics Secret Wars there was Battle World, there was the Beyonder, and so forth.
Yeah.
Is the TVA going to set up or help set up Battle World? You understand? In order to right the wrongs, maybe make this agreement with Kang or whatever it may be. I don't know how it will play out, but I could see TVA going all the way up until Secret Wars.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I just don't see how Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman, and Deadpool save the day when there's like different characters and gods and things. I don't know. Just it's
because we'll have Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and hold on, Swago House makes a great point, because I actually was just watching that with my kid right before putting him to bed today. I watched that entire series. It's so good. It's so good. Like the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes animated is phenomenal. I love when they bring in Kang as well. But yeah, I don't know. These are just things that I'm putting together. Maybe it happens this way. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, it's interesting though, right? Because it's being leaked or talked about so far in advance. Because let's face it, it was scheduled and slated to come out in 2027. Obviously, with everything happening with the strikes and stuff like that, it's probably looking like 2028. I've gone on record as saying, probably don't expect this because we know how delays happen. I'm going to probably go on a limb and say all this stuff comes out in 2029, something around there, right? Like a lot of projects have been moved. I know some things have been canceled, but you never know.
Swago House, to answer your question, I actually do think that that's where it's going to take place. I think that is Battle World, and possibly why we even see bits and pieces from different universes, like example Thanos' helicopter and all that other stuff. So I think maybe the TVA makes this the Battle World. Like it's going to end up happening at some point in time. Probably that's how. I'm just spitballing ideas. I'm not saying this is it.
That always kills me. Fucking Thanos' helicopter. That always kills me, man. If I'm correct. Oh no. Okay. I didn't add it. There was one more that I actually really wanted to talk about, but I guess I didn't add it. So we'll save that for next week.
Just talk it. Don't worry.
I don't want to. Okay. You guys want
yeah, let's do it.
All right. Round of applause. By round of applause, if you guys want to hear it, let's hear it. All right, and I want to hear those claps. I hope you guys are, in your chair, clapping.
Golf clap.
Golf clap. All right, let me just pull it up here on my phone. So there is a rumor going around that.
Wait, careful when you Google clap.
I would not Google clap. Okay. Vision Quest has been canceled. So West Coast Avengers.
Oh no.
45. Is it 45? Yeah, 45. Could be a bad pick, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. Like if they were going solo project on this, good. I'll be honest, I've never been a Vision fan, and now that he's like the white ion, whatever, I could care less. But if he's gonna be in other stuff, great. I little disappointed. But not truly. But what do you guys think?
Rocksteady?
I don't know. I think it's a lot to ask Vision to be a primary character in a movie. If you ask me, I think he's a great complimentary. I think we got what we needed out of him in WandaVision. did we need Viv? I think we'll get her in a different way moving forward. But as far as like the visions and that kind of world, I just don't know if there's the appetite for it anymore.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, man. And to be honest with you, Vision right now within comics is kicking ass in the Avengers run. I think he's at the forefront and doing great things comic wise. But when it comes to the MCU, I think this is a show that I'd be totally fine if they didn't move forward with. Rather, you could develop his story through other series, through other events, movies, whatever it may be. I don't, unless he's gonna have a prominent role. uh, I don't foresee it being something of relevance really within the
Right.
MCU. Like I feel like there's an oversaturation, and Phase 4, unfortunately, I liked the development. Can I say I loved it? No, I didn't love it. It's not my favorite phase ever, but it brought forth many characters that many people, the average fan, didn't really pay attention to. Shang-Chi, right? Like it was a great movie. I really loved it,
Yeah.
but and the way they developed the character was great, but realistically, these characters, they don't feel like the Avengers, right? That
Right.
they're developing. So now looking at this slide here in front of you, saying that the Avengers are not going to make it out of Kang Dynasty, and they're going to have to recruit other people from multiversal, whatever it may be. Like, it makes perfect sense because what we have at the moment just won't cut it. That's my honest opinion. We've
Yep.
seen comments by Chris Evans himself saying he would totally come back, but he doesn't foresee it for quite some time. I imagine it probably will happen at some point, but I don't think it's going to be something he's going to commit to full time like he did for phases 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So looking at the grand scheme of things, Vision is another character that, like, I'm okay. Like, what we got now, we have this, the White Vision flying around. He took off wherever he took off, probably
White
to the West Coast. But it's a story you can develop in the background. That's my
Yeah.
honest opinion.
White Vision is better, or like Vision is better as an Avenger than a solo character.
Yep, I agree. All right. Well, we didn't have to touch on it too much, but yeah, just something because that is a character, and something that we have been like kind of talking about like for the past like 2 years, maybe 3 years since WandaVision, COVID, and shut down, and WandaVision feel like so long ago, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Let's go. Rocksteady, let people know, man, where they can find you and where you're posting your collectibles.
BC, did you make a new slide of this for last week? And
Yeah, I did. I updated it, so I made it you look a little more important than Newbie makes us look every week with his old picture.
Wow.
So that should just be as easy as like Control-C, Control-V, and he would be able to update this.
Exactly. Like he's got your old books there, but at least I see the Mega Man ones.
Yeah. I was
Scott
Mega
Young.
Manning before other people
Yeah.
were Mega Manning.
Great books. Right?
Listen, when I was on Comic Tom and Key Collectors channel, they didn't even do this for me. They were just like, okay, thanks. And that was it. So
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right. But BC, let the people know, man, where can they find you?
BC is gonna speak later. We're gonna
get sorry, Rocksteady. See, I was already like subconsciously, I was like, yeah, screw this.
You can find me on Instagram, Rocksteady Collectibles. My show is coming up in 2 weeks, Dark Star. We have Marvel and DC artist Kyle Charles. He'll be there doing signings and autographs. Adrian Kolarek. He has a comic out with Scout right now where the actual setting of the comic is in Edmonton, so that's going to be awesome. My buddy Dan Worms, he's going to be there doing consignments as well. And then we have like 24 vendors. So it's really shaping up and it's looking really good.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I would love to go back out there. I really do. I think Edmonton has one of the best comic scenes I've ever been a part of. It just seems like there's always something happening and stuff. So yeah, it's great. So if you're in the area, definitely go check it out. If you're not and you got some money, creating a hole and you got the time off, go fly into it. Why not? Yeah. Just go. BC, I think I updated yours.
No.
Okay, I kind of updated it, man, like 2 weeks ago. Give me a break, dude. Like, jeez.
So no, you dude, that's horrible. That's horrible. But at least we're showing off the Comic-Con podcast exclusive available right there. Yes, that's beautiful cover of Dr. Aphra. Definitely reach out to Justin for one. Yeah, you can find me on you can find me on Instagram right there Blakk Crown underscore comics. And I just hit 300 subscribers on YouTube,
Woo!
so I'm pretty happy about that. Yep, I'm not cheating my way to subbing like some people. I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's on you, man. That's on you.
but yeah, no, I'm actually going to be dropping a fun little mini series. It's just going to be some after show review of Loki for all of season 2 every episode. So every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be chopping it up with some people, reviewing what we just saw, breaking it down, and of course speculating on where we'll end up next. So join me every Thursday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and of course every Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern I go live for the weekly comic wrap up where I talk everything comics, including market. Like Swag just dropped within the chat over here. Bring this up, man. Yo, West Coast Avengers 45 sold for $220 in a 9.8.
Do you remember when that book passed New Mutants 98 for $2,800 Canadian, and I almost had a heart attack? That was insane to me. Yes.
That one guy who got it graded was like, I never thought I'd see this day. There was like 6 on the census, like when he showed up or something, and people were like, "Oh, it's a rare book," and then everybody got him graded.
I've been talking to Hyper because Hyper Combo Comics also is starting to do content on his YouTube channel, and I was telling him, I said, he had a show recently with Keep It Thorough where they were going through some books that he picked up throughout the pandemic based on FOMO. And there's a lot of books, example like West Coast Avengers 45. You just said it, Newbie. It hit such a high, and look how low it's come. Would you spec on such a thing again? Do you think now is a good time to buy, or is it gonna keep falling?
I mean, the thing is, we're gonna see the character again. So same thing. I got asked the same question with Fantastic Four 353 after Loki won, and I said the same thing. I'm like, we're gonna see the character again. So I guarantee you right now, the next week, in some of the cover top 10, go check out Lords next Tuesday. You're probably going to see some of those books that we were talking about in Loki 1 that people were flipping, Lady, Alligator, Kid, Loki, all that stuff, Morbius, like all of them. I really do think that they're going to be on that list. So are you going to get $2,800 for West Coast Avengers 45? I don't think so. But when the character shows up right away, when you get that little hint, I mean, I think there's somebody out there that's going to buy it maybe for 400. I really do. I think somebody will take it. We always see it though. We always see it. Same with FOMO. We always say, "Oh, it won't happen again" or whatever, and then new comic book day and things like that. I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it.
He's not a continuous character. He has a finite number of times he can show up. Like
you have a finite.
I think the book has a really big stigma. I think it has a real stigma around it now. People just don't want to buy it.
This is why I'm encouraging Hyper to do such a concept show, because look at this. You see the debates? This is fun. I like this.
Well, listen, hey, this is something that we talked about on last week's show that, and I had said, including with Newbie Spec of the Week, I think it's going to be it's going to be hard to do all 3 of that stuff with doing the Loki stuff, because I don't know if you guys know, but every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern, I will be reviewing Loki after. No, I just played
10:30.
I do, 10:29. No, but on the Tuesday show we will be talking about it and getting hyped. So we might be touching a little bit of what BC does on his Thursday for the following week and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, once Loki's done, we're definitely gonna get into getting back into the what the hell happened to some of these books, the market stuff, and then Newbie Spec of the Week. So that's all getting loaded up and ready. This Loki just gives me an extra month to kind of prepare and get the graphics right, I guess. Freaking haters over here, but yeah. But gents, it's been a great show.
It has.
Enjoy New Comic Book Day tomorrow. Any last words before we leave?
Get yourself one of these beautiful caps by Rocksteady. Yeah. Rocksteady, drop the price on these people. Let them know.
You know what would have been cool? Hey, you know what would have been cool? If the whole show we did it like this, and then at the end we were like,
I did this, hoping everybody did it with me. But...
Yeah.
I got the memo.
There you go.
So So you guys can grab one of these hats on the 500th show of Newbieverse.
Oh, what the
Peace
Agreed.
out, y'all.
Agreed.
All right, guys. Enjoy New Comic Book Day. Enjoy Loki on Thursday. And we will be back next Tuesday. Canada, enjoy Thanksgiving. Americans coming to Canada, if you're going to be confused, make sure you check because it's a holiday this weekend for us. So enjoy the turkey. Enjoy the family time. Go Eagles. Me and BC, gotta say, I got to throw it out there. Good karma, but we're both first in our respected fantasy leagues, both 4-0, the only undefeated people in our fantasy. So that's pretty dope. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy Loki. See you next Tuesday, 1:45, close to that 500th show.
Terrible.